Meher dreamt. He dreamt every night of a forest that seemed to call to him from the depths of his subconscious. But this was no ordinary forest. It was a place where reality and nightmare intertwined. Light and darkness danced together, creating an unsettling, hypnotic rhythm. It was a place of shadows and whispers where the air was thick with secrets. Twisted branches clawed at the sky as if trying to escape the earth. They seemed to watch him, their gaze unblinking and eternal. The ground was etched with strange symbols, ancient and mysterious. They pulsed with an eerie light, casting an otherworldly glow. Each night Meher would wander through this strange forest, feeling both lost and drawn deeper. He never reached the end. The path seemed endless, a labyrinth with no escape. The forest seemed to stretch on forever. The whispers followed him, growing louder with each step. They seemed to call his name, beckoning him deeper into the unknown. Meher always woke up feeling uneasy, his heart pounding in his chest. The dream clung to him like cobwebs, refusing to let go, haunting his waking hours. One morning, Meher woke with a start. He looked down at his hand. A mark glowed on his palm. It was the same symbol from the forest floor. Fear and excitement warred within him. He knew this was no ordinary dream. He had to find out what it meant. Meher rushed to his grandfather, his small feet echoing in the dimly lit room. He showed him the mark, a strange symbol that had appeared overnight. His grandfather's eyes widened in shock. "The world of shadows," he whispered, his voice trembling with fear. It was a name Meher had never heard before. Meher had never seen his grandfather so afraid, not even during the worst storms. He'd always been so strong and brave, a pillar of strength for the family. "What is it?" Meher asked, his voice barely above a whisper, his heart pounding in his chest. He was both terrified and curious, a mix of emotions swirling inside him. He had to know more. He needed to understand what this mark meant. His grandfather took a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. "It's a place," he began, his voice hoarse and filled with gravity. "A place between dreams and reality, where the lines blur and anything is possible. Only a few can enter," his grandfather continued. "Those who are chosen. Those chosen by the shadows," he said, his voice dropping to a whisper. His voice was laced with warning, a caution that sent chills down Meher's spine. "Many go in," he added, his eyes filled with sadness. "But few return," he finished, the weight of his words hanging in the air. Meher's heart pounded in his chest, each beat echoing in his ears like a drum. The fear was almost palpable, a living entity that threatened to consume him whole. Fear threatened to consume him, wrapping around him like a suffocating shroud. But amidst the terror, there was something else, something that tugged at his very soul. But there was something else too, a strange pull, an inexplicable force that beckoned him forward. It was as if the shadows themselves were calling out to him, whispering secrets that only he could hear. A need to know more, to uncover the mysteries that lay hidden in the darkness. Curiosity gnawed at him, urging him to take that first step into the unknown. He couldn't ignore the call of the shadows. They seemed to dance and shift, promising untold secrets and ancient knowledge. He had to see this world for himself, to experience the enigma that lay beyond the veil of darkness. Determination set in his eyes as he took a deep breath and steeled himself for the journey ahead. "How do I get there?" Meher asked, his voice trembling with a mix of fear and anticipation. He knew his grandfather wouldn't approve. The old man had always warned him about the dangers that lurked in the shadows. But he couldn't turn back. The pull was too strong, the need to uncover the truth too overwhelming. He was drawn to the mystery. His grandfather hesitated, his eyes filled with a mixture of worry and resignation. He looked at Meher with concern, his brows furrowing, as he tried to dissuade him one last time. "There is a cave," he finally said, his voice heavy with the weight of unspoken fears. His voice was barely a whisper, as if speaking any louder would summon the very shadows they feared. Beyond the old city walls. "Look for the mark. It will guide you, but be wary of what you seek." He looked at Meher, his eyes filled with a plea. "Please, Meher," he begged, "turn back. Forget this dream. It's not worth the risk." Meher ignored his grandfather's pleas. The call of the shadows was too strong to resist. He had to see this world. He had to understand the shadows and the secrets they held. He had to understand the shadows to decipher the whispers that seemed to echo in his mind. He left the house and headed for the old city, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. The streets were narrow and winding, like a labyrinth designed to confuse and disorient. The walls were high and imposing, casting long shadows that seemed to reach out and grab at him. He found the cave hidden behind a tangle of overgrown vines, its entrance dark and foreboding. It was dark and forbidding. Meher hesitated. Fear tugged at him, but the pull of the unknown was stronger. But he pushed it aside and entered, determined to uncover the secrets that lay within. The air inside was cold and damp, sending shivers down his spine. The only sound was the drip, drip of water echoing through the cavern like a haunting melody. He walked deeper into the cave, each step taking him further from the safety of the outside world. The darkness pressed in on him, making it hard to breathe. It was as if the cave itself was alive, watching his every move. He could feel eyes watching him, unseen but ever present, adding to the weight of the oppressive darkness. Then he saw it. The mark. It glowed faintly on the cave wall, a beacon in the darkness. It glowed on the cave wall, its light pulsating gently. He reached out and touched it, feeling a strange warmth emanate from it. The air shimmered. A doorway appeared, its edges glowing with an otherworldly light. Meher took a deep breath and stepped through, ready to face whatever lay beyond. Meher stepped through the doorway. He found himself in a world unlike anything he had ever seen. The sky was a deep blood red. Strange luminous plants lit the landscape with an eerie glow. Everything was silent. He was surrounded by strange, twisted trees. Their leaves glowed with an internal light. The air was thick with a strange, sweet scent. A mist drifted towards him. It swirled and pulsed. Then it spoke. "Welcome, Meher," the mist whispered. Its voice echoed in his mind. "This is the world of shadows, the world of trapped dreams."